Hey, hello everybody, and welcome. My name is Keith, otherwise known as Uhfgood, and I am making an adventure game, and um, I am showing you everything that goes behind making this game from start to finish. And it's not one of those fancy, ones where they have like the cool background music and they have, this cool, really cool time lapses to show you how good you are and all this stuff. It's just me and more or less what I would have been doing if I had been live streaming my whole game dev process. But there is actually a couple of reasons that I didn't do live streaming. One is the fact that I'm interrupted very often, and so if I needed to do any edits, I would do them. Um, I would do them off screen. But that being said, I'm still running this as though I were live streaming. So I'm recording it in real time, and I won't be doing any time lapse or anything like that. However, in an effort to make it more edited, of course I've added the title screen that you just saw, and I'm gonna improve that eventually one of these days. Just not right this second. So the ending and exit screens, and then if I want to fake a time lapse or actually do a real time lapse, I can always play the time lapse or a sped up video that fakes a time lapse in the background of one of my video updates. Okay, so I've decided I was gonna do a little. I was gonna do a little bit of changes. Okay, so first the update schedule. I changed that. You can kind of see that now if you don't know already. Before, when I started, I was just doing like one video per day, little 15-minute whatever, and then I graduated to two, and then finally four, and then now I'm graduating to eight, and the reason I'm doing that is just because I could probably do like really long chunks, like hour long or a couple hours or whatever, and I don't think a lot of people when they see that how long it is, they they tend to kind of balk at it and go, oh, I don't know if I really want to look at this. And then myself, whenever I look at hour long or more videos, unless it's like a movie or something, um, I normally like I save the time and then I go back to it and do it in parts. So I figured instead of you having to pause it and get the URL and get the time and all that stuff, that I would just go ahead and do it in these small little 12 to 15 minute segments and do it that ways. My original goal was actually to get up to like something like 16 videos a day. And I know it sounds like a lot, 8 sounds like a lot, but really it's just not. 8 covers about 2 hours, and sometimes not even that because of these. A lot of these are less, around 10 minutes. So you're not even getting a full hour out of like 4 videos. But in any case, I've decided I'm going to stop here at least for a while with 8 videos. But then I was going to modify the rest of my schedule. So this past month or so, I've been playing adventure games at night, like approximately 1 hour. I try to keep it to 1 hour, but sometimes I go over, to 2 and all that. But I try to keep it to 1 hour a night, and I was doing it every night for a while, and I figured maybe I should just I should have my weekend. It'll be Sunday and Monday, not Saturday and Sunday. Sunday and Monday, and I would not do any game work, and I wouldn't stream at night. However, I still streaming on Sunday and probably be streaming on Mondays. I'll probably be doing the same kind of thing. I'll be playing some other game, or like I said, I might either do a end of week recap in a live stream, or I might do what I'm gonna attempt to do the next week. And so I kind of explained a little bit of that in my last live stream, which was yesterday. So really what it does is it gives me a good 2-day weekend, sort of, because I still have to do MTurk to pay for my internet, so I still do that 6 days a week. But then I pretty much don't do any other kinds of work. But on from Tuesday to Saturday, I'll be doing um, eight videos, 15-minute videos. And actually, right now, I'm going to try to keep these videos to 10 until I get enough to maybe be like a week out or something, like a week ahead maybe, and or half a week or whatever. And then I'm going to make sure that each of those segments are going to be a full 15 minutes then, because even that, I only take an hour. So if it's 2 hours, but it's an extra hour to like prepare everything, in between times and upload and all that stuff. It doesn't actually take. It takes more like half an hour, but I'm just giving myself a little bit of padding. Um, so you'll be getting 10 videos a week, 10 actual videos a week, of the game creation, and then but Sunday and Monday you won't get any, except for if I happen to do live streams those days. And I'm not even guaranteed to do the live streams those days. I wanted something to give me a little bit of extra content while I'm not actually working, and part of that is so I can, because for a long time I wasn't playing games at all, and um, it was like you're kind of getting stale, right? So I'm making an adventure game, but then I kind of don't exactly remember what. I don't exactly remember how adventure games work. Well, I do, but it's like being out of practice or whatever. And so I decided I didn't want to be out of practice. I wanted to now. Now mostly the games that I'm gonna play, that I'm playing on my nightly live streams, week nightly live streams, um, and the weekend streams, are just going to be adventure games because that's what I'm making. Except for Ludum Dare, I don't know how you pronounce it, Ludum Dare. Sometimes I say Ludum Dare, LD Jam Compo, whatever. That they're holding twice a year now. LDjam.com if you want to check that out. But basically, it's a competition or a competition in Game Jam where you try to make a game in 2 days. And so I'm thinking about participating in that, and then also playing some of the entries in my streams when it gets to that point. But until then, I'm playing adventure games, and so mostly not going to be playing other games, like regular games and stuff. Then, so it's kind of falls into the area of like research, right? Sort of, so I can know what stuff I like about adventure games, and what was frustrating to me and all that stuff, and I can kind of gauge that. Okay, so a new, slightly different schedule. I decided also I'm looking at my thumbnails here, and I'm also noticing that, let's go back a few days. Now some of these are getting some decent views because they actually have a good kind of a good looking thumbnail, right? It's like this has 6 views, right? And this has 5 views, but this doesn't have any views, and then this has 3. And the further you go back, kind of the more it kind of fills in a little bit. But the one thing that I look when I notice is the text here sometimes doesn't stand out that well. I mean, you can see it and stuff, but it doesn't necessarily stand out all that well. And you have this thing in the upper right and this thing in the lower right, and so I'm gonna start keeping my devlog number deals up in this area, and I'm probably gonna use like a yellow text or something that's a lot more easily readable. And then I'm also going to change how I do the titling, because I don't think that this, even putting Unity or Blender up in here, it's good to have Unity and Blender in there, but I don't think really catches people's eye even when they're looking at them. I think probably what happens is you skip over that. Your eye or brain kind of skips over that because you're so used to seeing whatever. So I'm going to, when I look at other devlogs, I notice that they have, indie game Unity tutorial number 2 or whatever. So I was just going, what would I look for? What kind of words in the thing would I look for? And so I said, well, okay, it's like Let's Plays or, indie game tutorial or whatever. Let's go through Unity tutorial, John Lemon Part 51, and then of course my Enchanted Lands devlog, because it's still part of my devlog. And so I'm hoping what this does is more people will click on it and I'll get a few more views. Really, I'm just looking for the views, and then if people like what I have, if I start getting views and then it kind of stagnates, then maybe my content isn't as well. And I know really, if you're doing things properly, you probably go ahead with looking at. Dang, this is. I'm gonna. Okay, so this is not. Anyways, so I know you're only supposed to do like one. You're supposed to go through one. Like when you change stuff, you're supposed to change things one at a time, see how it does, change it back to the old thing, switch to something else, and to try to gauge, kind of scientifically. But I just think that a whole change would be welcome, and I should do it. Okay, so I called this Unity tutorial John Lemon Part 51. The only problem is this whole video here right now doesn't have anything to do with John Lemon. So I'm going to go ahead and cheat here a little bit. And even though I haven't done anything today, this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start up Unity. Miscellaneous shortcuts. Let's go to Unity Hub. And I'll start it up, and we'll just we'll count this as part 51, okay? Just so I can keep it semi-honest, even though I haven't actually done anything in it. I didn't actually mean to take the whole video just talking about my upcoming deals, but since I did, we'll do this, and you can kind of say, maybe I'll let it go to 15 minutes, a couple of minutes, and we'll get that. Let's close this. Those are the add things, and let's see, whenever Unity pops up, there we go. Okay, and there we go. And let's go ahead and let's go ahead and set this thing up right now. So, pardon me, I'm about to sneeze. I don't like sneezing, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, let's just shrink me down here a little bit, and let's find, where's John Lemon? Where is John Lemon? Right there. John Lemon's, okay. Sign in. Okay. Resume project. Wait, did it click? Okay, continue. Ooh, audio, huh? I'm gonna have to worry about audio. Okay, so where am I? Your progress, audio. A primer on audio nudity. What is non-diegetic audio? Create audio sources for your game. Duplicate your audio source. Tidy up your audio sources. Return to your game ending script. Update your game ending script to play audio. Adjust your method to use the new variables. Make sure the audio only plays once. Add in footsteps audio. Return to your player movement script. Update your player movement script to play audio. Adjust your method to use the new variables. Move the audio listener to John Lennon. Update the John Lennon prefab. John Lemon prefab. Add an audio source to the Ghost. Adjust the 3D sound settings features. Correct the direction of the Ghost sound effect summary. Okay, now you're ready to add the finishing touches to your game with engaging audio. In this tutorial, you'll explore the different kinds of audio that can be used in the game, add a soundtrack and a range of audio effects, write a script to control the use of audio in your game. Once you've completed this tutorial, your game will be finished and you will be ready to create a build. Okay, so let's go ahead and click Start. Okay, resume. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. That. Oh, that's not what I want to do. What? What to what? Okay. So here, let's shrink that down because I don't need that right now. There we go. All right. So this is what we're starting with. Now you filled your level with enemies. Make John Lemon's escape a challenge, but when you tested the game, it was a little quiet. In this tutorial, add the finishing touch to your game with a range of spooky audio to enhance the atmosphere. There are two different kinds of audio you'll be using in this tutorial. Non-diegetic sound, which has no identifiable source. For example, a soundtrack. Diegetic sound, which has an identifiable source. For example, the sound of a gun firing. Let's start by adding a non-diegetic audio to your game. And I will cut it there. And we'll start the actual start in the next video. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.